So here's the scenario. The customer has a 4-zone indexing valve set up to water 3 zones, and he wants to do a renovation in his backyard where he doesn't want to put any more water for now until he's done with the renovation. He wants to continue to water the front yard on both the right and left side of his driveway. The problem is, with that indexing valve, he would have to cycle through all of the zones in order to do that. But before we'll know how we're going to be able to do this, we're going to have to do an inspection of the property. Let me take you along with me as I do that.
Sprinkler system is, or whatever you guys call it,
we call it the point of connection.
Okay, the points of connection are on that side toward the front fence.
Yes, I see it here.
And our question is, we want to be able to zone off the back from the front.
Okay. That might be possible. What I'll have to do is run through each of the 4 zones and see what pops up on each of the 4 zones to see how it's broken down. And I'll develop a little map of your property with this on it so we can see where the sprinkler heads start and stop for each one of the zones, from what I can tell. Because I do see there's some gaping holes in some of these pipes, so I might not be able to tell what the whole zone was, but I'll see what I can see for the most part, and that should help us to identify if we can do what you're asking, which I'm assuming is to cut off, like you just said, cut off the backyard and continue to water the front yard.
Correct, and I think that pipe that has a hole in it, I think that's a old pool pipe.
That's very possible, actually.
What's that?
I said that's entirely possible. However, they usually run those pipes right under the deck. But I'll know for sure when I go to turn the system on, if water comes out of it, then I know it's a sprinkler pipe.
That is true. So, if you look at it and give me a call back, and we have site plans. I think they're talking about putting bubblers in or something like that.
Yeah, so you're probably getting some new trees installed along the way. The only other concern I have, though, is typically to get water to if you're facing your house, to get water to the right side of your driveway, the way that we typically run the irrigation is around the back of your house. So if the pipe that is supplying water to that area on your front yard here is doing that, then we may not be able to provide irrigation to that portion of your yard. It's highly likely that that's going to be the case. The reason for that is when anybody installs a new irrigation system, unless somebody has thought to put in a sleeve under the driveway, we almost never run a pipe under the driveway. It's rare to find that happen. So that being said, if they wrap the pipe, which is typical, all the way around your house to get to this green space on the right side of your driveway, it's possible that one of those broken pipes back there is feeding this area, and we may not be able to get water here.
Okay, let me know.
I will. So as usual, like I said to the gentleman on the phone, we're going to map out his house, and we're going to hit this GPS on here. This is erieplans.com. If you're interested, you can get an account for free to try this out. There we go. We are at the house with a square pool, and that would be this house, and I'm standing right there in the backyard. We're going to go ahead and place the controller right here on the map. There's only one controller, so we really don't need to name it. And the pump is also in the same location, we know that. Now what we need to figure out is, there's 4 zones on the property. We need to see where the 4 zones water. So we're going to draw some polygons on this map as soon as I turn the system on and start looking around. Okay, so the front yard does come on and is working perfectly. We won't get into trying to redesign this zone or anything. I do see a pop-up sticking up right there. It looks like it's been closed off. They should probably have another head somewhere out here. We'll get on that later. All the customer really wants is for these sprinklers to continue working and not flood out the backyard with the indexing valve he has over there. So front yard works. We can go on our map as we walk back over to the controller. Open this gate the right way. Boom, 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 boom. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. It just has to be enough to show that there's one of the zones. Confirm polygon, done. We'll just do this by color because this is an indexing valve and they're really not zone numbers. Us to hit run again. And go see where this one's. Well, what do you know? I was definitely not wrong about that. All right, so that's probably the back zone. We really can't put that on our map because we won't know where that is. And when I come back to identify which one of these 4 pipes is controlling that zone, the way I do it is I drill holes in each one of the pipes. And then as I go through the zones, the one that leaks out over there and also leaks out over here will tell me which one of the pipes over here is the one that's putting water to that pipe. But that'll be for the day that we come out to do the actual work. Today we're just investigating. That third zone is leaking here because they cracked the smaller pipe, and it's currently watering the whole backyard. The backyard zone looks like it's working, which is unfortunate because the larger pipe is the one that is bringing the water to that front area, I believe. And I'm actually surprised. Actually, this is probably part of the front area. That's the last head of this zone. So I can actually mark out where this zone starts and finishes because that's right here. And then this zone starts here, and I'm willing to bet finishes out there. Let's go ahead and see if there's not a 4th zone. This might actually be a 3-zone system. What we would have to do is fix the pipe there, and then that will send the water out to the front. That might be the solution until they get the backyard figured out. I'll offer that solution. So we'll go ahead and we'll stop this one more time. We'll open this up to depressurize. And there it goes. And now, when we turn this back on, if the front yard comes on, and it sure did. So this is a 3-zone system. We can confirm this by looking at the, yep. So you got the numbers 1, 2, 3, and this is left blank. This would normally say the number 4 if there was a 4th valve or a 4th pipe being used. So this is a 3-zone system, and the zone to the right, like I was talking to the customer, isn't working. We might be able to fix that by fixing that pipe, but if he's going to be doing more deconstruction in the backyard, that might be a problem. I just got off the phone with the property owner, and we are going to go about this the way I figured. We're going to install 3 brand new valves. One of them will control the front yard. Another one of them will control this area over here. But before it will control this area, we have to fix a broken pipe that we saw in the back corner over there. And we also have to fix, there's a bunch of stuff broken on the line coming down here. So instead of fixing the line that's coming down here, what I'm gonna do is find it over here, excavate, 90 up, and run an above ground line right here, because this whole area is gonna get torn out at some point, but we just need to keep water going to the green space up here while they're doing all the planning and whatever they're gonna do back here. So temporarily we will run an above ground pipe over here, and that's part of my proposal. The client did agree to it. So in about a week, we'll come back out, we'll install the 3 valves. That 3rd valve won't be used until they finish the backyard, and then we go and install the zone for the backyard, which will just be a bunch of bubblers because they're just putting trees back here. So that's my proposal, and that was my interaction with this customer. And now we're on to the next one.